Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. This is Message. Hi, Dan. All right.
Welcome to Tea Time with
Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky.
This is super recent.
Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. I missed you guys. I really did. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. I appreciate you all so very much. I'm waiting for my guest to come on, but in the meantime, there she go. But in the meantime, let me do my little spiel. Thank you to all my Tea Time with Bunky followers and subscribers, everyone who have been with me from the beginning. I want to let you know that I appreciate you so very much. A little bit about Tea Time. It's more than just a show. It's a safe space, a welcoming space where everyone can share their stories and life journeys, from survivors and advocates to community leaders and everyday voices. No story is too big or small. Each episode dives deep into the topics that matter, from social issues and political to self healing and transformation. Join us every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a part of a community that believes in the power of sharing and healing together. Look, I just read that because I couldn't find my form. So if you're on visual, you get to see all that scrolling down the bottom. But anyway, this is a safe space, a place where all stories are told. I got this little thing before I bring my guests on. It's a little fun fact that I found out today, right? That's the one good thing about getting older. You're always learning something every day. Now, I don't know if I'm the only person that did not know this. I hope I'm not the only person that did not know this. But I don't remember it being taught in school. Well, I was just scrolling on TikTok today and came across something that Dr. Joy Ben-Gru shared. It's a fun fact. I probably said her name wrong, but she's a doctor. Amazing. Hey, Sean. I learned today, y'all. So y'all jump in and say how old you were, where you were when you found out that the Statue of Liberty, which I've never been to, mind you, because I've never had a desire to go to the Statue of Liberty. Like everybody in New York, the Statue of Liberty is there. A lot of people probably wanted to see it. I don't know. Annette, let me know if she's on or have seen it, but whatever. But I always was taught that the Statue of Liberty was there to welcome all the immigrants and people coming to America, right? People coming to America to start their lives over and achieve the American dream, basically, because their countries, they were impoverished or whatever the case may be. They were running from something or whatever the case may be. But the Statue of Liberty was a symbol. She's a symbol of that. And there's an engraving that says, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free. The wretch refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest toast to me, and I lift my lamp beside the golden door." So that's what it said. Now listen. Hey, Gabe, listen. Did y'all know? Okay, we see her with her lamp in her hand and the tablet in her left hand with the days of Independence Day, written in Roman numerals. All right, whatever. But did you know that? Let me see. Got me down. This is according to historian Edward Bernstein. The concept of Lady Liberty originated when French anti-slavery activists and a huge fan of the United States Constitution, which they're trying to take all the way apart. Edward de I'm not even going to try to say his last name because I'll mess it up. organized a meeting of other French abolitionists in Versailles in June of 1865, just a few moments after the American Civil War ended. They talked about the idea of creating some kind of commemorative gift that would recognize independence of the liberation of the slaves. So listen, y'all. Originally, what was in her hand before they talked to America. Slaves were just free. They didn't want to ruffle the feathers or whatever. But what was in her hand was a chain originally before the tablet, and there was compromise. So what they did, what they did was to make everybody happy and to keep the symbol of the Statue of Liberty. They put broken chains by her feet. Want to see the feet? These are the feet. These are the broken chains by the Statue of Liberty's feet. The Statue of Liberty was created basically to honor the free slaves. So now when I look at the Statue of Liberty, it represents something totally different to me, because the torch was enlightenment. The broken chains at her feet was freedom from oppression, right? And the crown, 7 rings, are the 7 continents, which is Africa, Antarctica, Asia, Australia, Europe, North and South America. And the tablet has a date, of Independence Day. But that was just a fun fact that I wanted to share, because I'm like, I don't know if I was the only one who did not know this. But let's get to tonight's show. My guest. This is gonna be a great conversation, y'all. Let me get this down. This is gonna be a great conversation. I have Miss Annette Shamika Foy. Born and raised in New York City, she's been a proud resident of Sullivan County for the past 15 years. She holds a bachelor's degree in human services from the College of now Metropolitan College of New York, and spent over 20 years in the field, advancing from job coach to project coordinator and leading organizations like Long Life Information and Referral Network and Community Service Social Society of New York. After being diagnosed with lupus and later becoming stage 2 breast cancer, Ms. Foy relocated to Sullivan County, where she became a passionate advocate and volunteer, organizing grassroots community events and serving with such groups like the NAACP and the Federation for the Homeless. Her personal experience with injustice have fueled her commitment to fighting for fairness and positive change. Today, she stands as a strong, community-driven leader. My bad, I'm going too fast. Determined to help create a better future for Sullivan County, especially for her grandchildren and generations to come. So without further ado, my friend, hey.
Hey, Bunky.
How you doing?
I'm good. Could you hear me good?
Yes, I can hear you. I was nervous at first. When I didn't see you, I said, oh my God, where's she at?
Oh, no, I was here. I made it here.
Yes, you did. And I appreciate you. Let me ask you, did you know that fun fact that I just said? Did you know about that?
Yes, Bunky. Yes, I
did. Because you from the city. I don't remember learning that.
I've seen the Statue of Liberty numerous times.
Really? And what made you want to go? I've never had, because number one, you have to go inside of her, right? You got to go up those stairs. I'm terrified of heights. So like the whole concept of her wasn't appealing to me.
Well, actually, they were back when I was going to school in the city. They were like major trips for the school to take the students on. And if I'm not mistaken, my first visit there was with the school, and we walked those stairs, and of course we were told the history of the Statue of Liberty.
Okay, and they told y'all about the chains and all that.
Yes, they told us everything, Bunky.
I don't remember that. See, you're from New York City too. Hey, Barb. Yeah, you're from New York City too, so you know that. Okay, so let's get in, because we only half an hour. A real quick icebreaker. Okay, a real quick icebreaker. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Loving, humorous, passionate.
Oh, that's a good combination if you put it all together. Okay, so that's how you describe yourself. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I love it. Okay. So your story is filled with strength and resilience, right? Let's start from the beginning. Can you share with us a little bit about your journey and what first brought you here from New York City to Sullivan County? Like that's
Okay, I'll start with actually what brought me here. Specifically, it was my grandmother. She was placed in the John Crawford Center, a senior citizen home, and I wanted to be near her, and I was contemplating coming up here. Then when I came to visit, um, I was really attracted to the beautification
Okay.
of Sullivan County and fresh air from the city, and just slow pace versus the hustle and bustle of the city, you know.
Yeah.
And after I became, disabled, I really decided, go ahead, take that move, go up there, rest up, take care of your body, and get yourself back together to continue your fights.
Okay. And you out there in these streets fighting, but we're gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. So, okay, so what first inspired you to step into the life of service and advocacy? Because like we all have um that initial thing that gets us into service, doing service and advocating for people. Like I grew up around it, like almost everybody in my family worked in some form of human services. So it was all that I knew. So what brought you to that place where you wanted to work in human services and be an advocate and all of that? Because that's what we do. But
Sure. I'll answer that question, and I'll try to be real brief.
yeah, because we
Um,
got a lot to get to. I
yeah,
know.
I have a sister. My only sister is dual diagnosed with mental retardation and
Oh,
schizophrenia.
okay.
And after my mother died, I was left to take care of her as well as my children. And at that time, I had two children and my two younger brothers.
Okay.
And it was really hard on me. And at the time, I also was in college. And, while in college, I was struggling about, yeah, where do I want to go, after I get this degree?
Mm-hmm.
Um, because the college that I went to, it's the college it was called the College for Human Services back then, and they cover a wide range of fields. So I had a a wide range of choices to choose from to go into the field. And because of my sister, I choose to start with an organization
Mm-hmm.
in Brooklyn, New York, that served people with developmental disabilities. And I started there as a job coach, and because my genuine loving heart, they just attached to me, and
Right.
I was able to relate and move myself up the ladder. And later on, got other opportunities to move on to Community Service Society, which also served people and gave me an opportunity to organize in
Okay.
some very successful grassroots organizing
In Brooklyn.
in Brooklyn, New York. Yes,
Okay.
Bedford
Oh,
Stuyvesant.
Bedford Stuyvesant. I've never been
Yes.
there.
It's a beautiful place.
Okay.
It's a beautiful place. Besides what you may have heard about it, we
I
do
didn't
have
heard
some
much.
beautification out there.
Right. I'm sure. I'm sure. Like I'm just scary. So that's just why I haven't been out there. That's all. Um so you've overcome a lot of some serious health things, right? But it hasn't stopped you. It hasn't stopped you from being out there, making your voice heard. Um, what were some of the biggest challenges? Because you came from this big thing in the city, which is a huge place, to small Sullivan County, right? Um,
Hmm.
what was the biggest change? Like, what was one of the biggest adjustments that you had to make? Because I remember years ago you talking to me, and my response was, I think I didn't want to get involved really. I was
It's
like,
something I was trying to get too involved in. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. See, I'm trying
Uh-huh.
to say it without saying it. I really. So you come from the city doing this thing for the most part, right? And you come to
Yes.
Sullivan County. What was the biggest adjustment when you saw what was going on here versus where you came from the city to diff? Does that make any sense to you?
Yes, it makes sense to me, and I will respond saying, um, learning how things are um, ran up here versus how they ran in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Especially with being such a small place, I didn't expect so many, situations that call for a good fight, a good fighting person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I thought that I was going to be able to come up here and relax and just watch the, you know, um, older people in the community do what they do
Uh-huh.
while I take a little
Mm-hmm.
relaxation in my life. But
Right.
I did what I had to do, but I really wasn't prepared to be ready to just come out so full force like I am.
Mm-hmm.
But things happen, and it forced my hand to get up and get back in the good fights.
In the good fights. In the good fights. Um,
Yes, my dear.
Today you're very visible. You're very involved. Like you be before I say that. What made you talked about how you thought you was coming up here and relax, get yourself together, and then you realize, okay, no, this is not what it's supposed to be. Like you've seen, I don't know how it is in the city. I mean, like there's racism and like nepotism and all that stuff everywhere you go, but you came here and it was like boom right in your face, right?
Oh, this is a different level. These people cut from different cloths,
They
and
they are.
they have nice, masses on. You
They're
know,
nicey. They're nicey.
yes, and I had to learn how to, you know, learn and identify those people because those are not the kind of people I'm used to being around. My circle of people in the city, you can see through them. You can see the
Mhm.
sincerity. You can see the good work.
Mhm.
Wherever we worked, we left a mark.
Mhm.
So it was really challenging up here with, you know, learning the different masses.
Now, when you were doing this in the city, right? Can you hear me? Good. Can you
Yes,
hear me? Okay. Now, when
yes.
you were doing this in the city, did you find that people were more willing to step up, or was it harder because it's such a bigger place? I know here it's different, but when you were in the city, did you have a group of people that were willing to stand out and stand up with you without the fear of repercussions?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Um, Actually, one of the first major projects that I worked on organizing, the amount of people that was a part of that organizing success was about maybe 10% of the people that's in the town, that's in this small town. So we had a whole community behind our
Wow.
work. And actually, they were ready for us when we got there. And because I will admit that, and not to sound, conceited or anything, I was one of the frontline people
Mhm.
because I was one of the organizers that was in the buildings, knocking on the doors, talking to the police at the precinct, knowing this one. So yeah, I was just that all around person like I am up here.
Mhm.
So it was much easier in the city with the organizing and getting the people involved because they were really ready. They were ready, and we just came in and did what we had to do. Yeah, it's really different out here, and I must say, Bunky, that since I've been out here, that's something that I've been working on,
Mhm.
trying to organize the people and try to share with them that some of this doesn't seem normal to me.
That's
I'm
because you're,
from the city, but I
yeah,
had to learn. I had to learn, and
right.
I've learned, and I'm still learning. But the organizing has really been a struggle for me out here. It's still a struggle, and it seems like it's going to continue to be a struggle until people really, really get sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? One of the things is you said that not being conceited. That's not being conceited. What you
Mhm.
said was not being conceited. You were out there, you were working, you were getting stuff done, and everybody needs a leader. Follow the leader. If they see someone else doing something, sometimes you're going to get people
Yes,
to follow you. Um,
yes, yes.
it is a different monster out here. It's not normal. Like it's normal, but it's not normal. That makes any sense. It's
Right.
normal. It's
Yeah, it
normal for
makes a lot
here,
of sense to me right
but
now
it's
at
not
this point.
normal at this. Yeah, because the shenanigans. And all of my life I've been really complacent. I've been like really just sitting back watching. Watching but not seeing. You can watch, but seeing and not watching. Which you know what I mean. I'm looking
Right,
around what's going on around me, but I'm really not paying attention. And
right.
like I tell people all the time, it wasn't really until the George Floyd situation where I really started analyzing people. Now I'm really looking past your mask because what you're telling me really isn't matching up with who you are, you know? So that was something that I had to learn. That's when I got a little voice, I started to speak out a little bit more. So I understand your struggle, whereas you're in those streets, you out there, like you out there knocking on doors and we're going to talk about the legislative meetings, which I've gone to a few when, I've gone to a few on my off days. They just hold the times of the meetings just don't work for me because I'm at
Yeah,
work.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so you're out there and you're trying to get people more involved and engaged, and it's hard. What is one of the biggest things, the excuses you're finding yourself coming up against when you're out there telling people with the passion that you have, because you have a lot of passion, lady. When you be talking about this, you got a lot of passion with it. And it should be contagious, the energy that you bring when you talk about this stuff, but it's not contagious. So what is one of the biggest challenges? Like, what does it feel like when you're trying to advocate the importance of your rights in housing and you have a right to this and nobody's listening to you? Nobody's listening. They're listening. They are. They're just not out there. So
Right,
what?
right.
How does that make you feel? Because
Uh,
I know there were times it seemed like you wanted to wring my neck because I just wasn't.
well, Bunky, it used to bother me, but
Hmm.
one thing I will give this county right now is they, being part of my growth and development
Hmm.
since I've lived out here to go on and take the role of being alone. I always was an organizer in a city with a team of us,
Uh-huh.
a team, and yeah, sometimes I feel alone. Sometimes it gets discouraging, but I refuse to give up on my people because God didn't give up on me. He gave me the strength to get back up and do what I
Right.
got to do, and I'm gonna show grace to Him all my days long that I be on the earth.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving up on my people. I got it. I got the drive for it. And it's all due to God. And yeah.
Right. To God be the glory for all that
So
He
I
has
don't
done.
worry about those people. I know they listening to me when they're not listening. And I have hope in the people here,
Yes, you do.
Sullivan County, especially Monticello, that sooner or later they're going to get up and they're going to, help me and back me up in some of these legislative meetings and village meetings and community board meetings all throughout Sullivan County, because I've been kind of spread myself out, having only been in the Monticello Village meetings. I've been in Fallsburg. I've been in Liberty. So I've kind of been spreading myself out more. And sooner or later, I guess once they continue to hear my name and see my efforts.
Oh, trust me, they know your name. They know your name and they know your face. You may not think
Yeah,
they do. They know who you are. They
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Well,
It's
hopefully
a good
they'll come
thing.
along one day. They'll come
Yeah.
along.
So, what first motivated you to start speaking out for those who feel invisible? Like there are people,
Because
like I said,
I don't like people taking advantage of people that I feel that have some kind of incapacity,
mm,
or disability
right,
or addiction. Or I really don't like people that look down on those kind of people,
right.
because those are my people.
And they have people like that in their families too. They do.
Yes, and they don't want to, admit it or talk about it, but it's
Mm.
real.
Yeah,
And
it's real, real.
that's what drove me. That's what drove me, because when I first got up here, and I saw you here, people just downing people, and then once I realized, well, we don't got nothing really up here to serve the people. We don't have a group. We have these certain individuals that's in the community that is like a net that really cares and concerned,
Hmm.
but we haven't been able to really um, get that connection going on,
Hmm.
because I feel mainly because I didn't put myself out there and I didn't expose myself out there, and that's where a lot of people underestimated me. They didn't
Yes.
know that I possess the skills that I have, that
Yeah.
is very valuable at this point in Sullivan County. And it's okay, Bunky, about, sometimes feeling alone. I feel like long as I got God by my side,
Right.
I can have my voice can be 100 voices.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, and your name is it's out there. Everybody knows who you are, which is an amazing thing. People may not like it, but what I've learned is that people, they're so used to just certain people speaking out all the time, right? Just certain people. But we're like a, how do I say it? A new era of black women. Okay? That's what it is. We're a new era of black women. We
I
have
know
different
that's right.
platforms. You're on the
Yes.
you got boots to the ground. I got boots to the internet. Okay.
Right.
So together we're like a wrecking ball. You know
Two
what I'm
peas in
saying?
a pot.
Hello. There we go. And they're not used to people like us calling it out. You know,
Mhm.
it's normally other people. It's normally other people. And it just seemed like to me when I was going through it, and I'm still in this, I'm just my fight is different than yours. But it's the same fight. We're on the same team. We just got different jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
My
it's to the
position,
pavement.
yep,
It's a different pavement.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's a
all.
different pavement.
That's all.
I learned that, the people out there, they're not used to, or maybe they are, but I just haven't heard it, and I'm sure they were there. People like us, women of color, calling out the racism, calling out the injustice. Like people don't know. I don't know. People don't know, but it came out during the George Floyd thing. Like a lot of our, no, I'm not gonna say it because I'm saying it's gonna put a target on my back. I'm not gonna say that, but there's a lot of underlying societies that's going on around here. These societies like the KKK, the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, they're here.
Yep.
Point blank. Period. They're here.
Yep.
But we don't know who they are. We have an idea for those that
Hmm.
are loud and proud and will display it. But like you said, you had to learn who people were. You had to learn. In the city, they just what you're dealing with. Here, there's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing.
There is a lot of bad actors here with bad behaviors. And let me
Are they
break that
acting? Yeah,
down a
I was
little.
gonna say like, are
Yeah,
they acting good
actors.
or
They're bad actors.
yeah?
Some Ray Charles can see through most of them.
Oh
And
snap!
then
Not really.
the behaviors and the actions that they bring forth to a clear eye
Hmm.
is just really obvious.
Especially fresh eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, fresh because you're fresh eyes. You're fresh eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But something made you start going to those, Lord, those legislative meetings. The two that I went to, I think two or three that I went to, it was crazy. You would think people in those positions are legislators, right? That people voted for, that and I keep telling people this, stop voting for people just because people, your friends said vote for them because they're good, and then you going in there casting your vote. You don't know
Or
what none of these
just
people.
because they're the same color as you.
Yeah, yeah,
Just don't
forget
vote.
that.
Just don't vote for them just because of that.
They
Right.
but
Right.
they do that, and then they get in there, and
Mm.
then me and you who aren't familiar to it initially go to a meeting, and it's a whole circus. It's a whole circus. So what made you want to go to one of those things? I'm glad you do
Well,
though, because you share them with me. But
actually, I've always went to them since I've been up here. But
okay,
what sparked the consistency and my voice, which what
uh-huh,
sparked my voice. I went through something that took me to homelessness,
okay,
and Bunky, it was disgusting, and it set a fire in me
mm-hmm,
that was always there, but it just needed that to be re-sparked.
uh-huh.
Because anybody that knows me and work with me in the
Big bear.
city, they'll tell you that this girl is a spark. And like I said, something happened to me up here, which drove me to homelessness, and
Mm-hmm.
it brought out a fire in me.
Brought the
Yeah.
beast out, huh?
Yeah, I wanted to say that. Yeah, I wanted to say the beast. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and say it. The
Yeah,
beast. It
yeah.
brought out the beast in me, and
Mm-hmm.
I found my voice. Even though I was a good organizer in the city, I never felt like I had public speaking skills. But because of what happened to me, that sparked another fire in
Mm-hmm.
me,
Right.
another skill that I was always exposed to and didn't know that I had it in me.
Mm-hmm.
And that experience sparked it, and here I am.
Because people, especially on them Sullivan County pages, I'm not a part of any of them because they are so out of pocket. And a lot of people that write on those things, they don't live here anymore, or they live here and they hide behind fake profile pictures because they cowards. They're not going to show their faces or whatever. But they insult and talk about people who deal with homelessness, who deal with drug addictions or whatever. But little do they know, especially into this economy that we living in today, everybody, if you're working, if you're like a single income household or whatever, we're like, it used to be one paycheck away from homelessness. It's not like a half a paycheck.
Right.
It's like it can happen to anybody.
Anyone.
Almost everybody has someone in their family has dealt with drug addiction. They could have been recovering addicts, but they just like to talk about people like that, make themselves higher than, and you're right, it irritates me to high heaven. I hate it so much, working in the field with people with disabilities for over 30 years. I take that personal. When people look down on people with mental health issues,
Uh-huh.
and they treat them like less than. So I totally, we here, and I didn't even know that was your background until I had to do my research. So I get it. I see your spark. We're like, what is it, a twin flame or whatever. So I totally feel you on that. Um, Speaking truth to power isn't always easy. It's not. It's hard. Um, what keeps you grounded and motivated when the fight feels really heavy and you feel like you're by yourself? Because you talked about
The
feeling lonely.
consistent exposure to it. The consistent exposure to it every
Hmm.
day.
Right.
Every day I breathe, see it every day, and it's not nothing that I can run to because this is my I can run from because this is my community. So yeah, that's what's keeping me. That's what's today. I seen something, and I said, mm-mm, mm-mm, I'm going to keep my feet to these pavement. I'm going to make it to Liberty. I'm going to make it out there to that protest that they had today on
There was a protest.
North Main Street, right by Rashad.
I'm
North
locked
Main
down with work.
Street
I can't even get
and
down.
Chestnut.
Okay.
And it was in support of immigration,
I
deportation.
saw that. I saw that.
Trump. And I ran out there and I ran back home, but I refused to have missed that meeting. I even stopped in and gave a shot hey real quick.
Shout out to Sean who's on.
Yes. And I ran back home to get on with you. So just seeing, and it's okay. It's okay now. I tell myself, I need to see that. I need to hear that. I need to speak to that person. I need to give that person $1 now. I need to tell that person where they can go for help. I need to guide and continue to guide people. And every day seeing it just keeps me strong.
Right. And we live in a really ugly, horrible time right now. And it's like a reality show. Well, hello, our president was on a reality show. But it just doesn't seem real when you look at everything that's going on. You see and you hear the words coming out of his mouth, and the people who support him, which blows my mind, that they can still come up with excuses.
We here in Sullivan County have to, specifically Monticello, have to deal with that part, the outside world of what's going on overall in the world, and then we have to also deal with the nonsense in our community, our everyday working, living, walking, community.
Right.
And yes, it can get overwhelming, very overwhelming. And I think that the county needs to pay more attention to the root causes of the homelessness and the mental illness in Sullivan County.
I totally agree with you. That they need to look at it, acknowledge it, deal with it, especially the people who are in power and position that ran.
What causes it?
But you know what? I'm learning, or what I have learned in my almost 55 years of life, people don't care if it doesn't affect them directly. They don't care, especially those that have wealth of some sort. They really don't care. And it's really sad, because those that do, it's not all of them. Y'all don't come for me. This is bunky. This is just my opinion. It's not all of them that feel that way, but a lot of them don't. And as we see, looking at the current administration, it's all about getting wealthy and power. So they don't care about whose backs they had to step on. They don't care about all the lies they had to tell and continue to tell. Now, I wasn't going to go here, but I'm going to go here. Now, there's something going on with Sandra Oxford that you showed me. She's going back and forth with a legislator, Amanda Ward, right? Who voted against the housing.
The shelter, proposed shelter.
The proposed housing for homelessness. And y'all, this is just what I heard, what I saw, what I read, that is because she was, influenced by the Hasidic community, someone from the Hasidic community. Now, people get mad when you even mention them. Okay. Oh, you're anti-Semitic. You're this, you're that. Listen, everybody from Sullivan County that's watching this, because I know you Sullivan County people watching, Bunky is the farthest thing from anti-Semitic. Furthest thing. But I don't appreciate how they continually say, if you say anything against them, but you can say anything you want about Black people. You can say whatever you want about a Black person, and they don't care. There's no repercussions. It's what it is. And if you say anything that goes against the Hasidic community, you're anti-Semitic. Right? Now, my ancestors were brought here on the boat. They didn't choose to come here. And the slavery, and we know that the systemic racism, all that stuff is ingrained in the soil of America, Sullivan County, wherever our families are from, right? So we're
Mhm.
still going through it. And this is what's blowing my mind. And this wasn't what we were talking about, but sometimes I get on these little tangents because it blows my mind that we're treated so unjustly. Like it goes back to the Statue of Liberty with the chains on their feet. Like we're still such in bondage and held down that they don't recognize our struggle. They don't want to acknowledge what we go through and what we're still to this day going through because the way the system was set up to continually lifelong, the plan was lifelong, generational long suppress African Americans. And I've never been that person to be like, oh, they holding the man down. No, I was never that person until I got older and started to look into it. And the fact that, I mean, it's not just against Black people or whatever, the Amanda thing, but the fact that you would vote against that and you grew up in Sullivan County. You grew up here and you don't have a heart to stand up to what's right, because that's what it's about right now, right and wrong. You
Right.
see how the homelessness, the drug addiction, all that is going on, running ravage in our community. And you, a Black woman, the only one sitting up there, you're going to go against it. And you got Kat, who's up there. Shout out to Catherine Scott, who is up there fighting for us. She's
Yes,
fighting for the
that's
people.
right.
That is
Yep.
the point of the
She sure
legislative.
is.
She is amazing. You're fighting for the people of your county. What's in the best interest of them? And you're there. You're there, Anita. You're there fighting. It may not be screaming and yelling, but you did speak up. You did speak up. I'll share it if you want me to. I didn't know if you wanted me to share it, so I didn't share it. The
Uh-huh.
video.
It's okay. It's okay. And just real quickly, in reference to what you said, I'll just take
See,
it
I
back
can call it
to-
out.
Right, you sure can.
I sure can. My
But
platform.
I'll take it back to what I stated earlier. We have, unfortunately, we have some bad actors with bad behavior, and they have cheap masks on. They have those cheap masks.
They had those plastic masks from Halloween back in the day.
I can see through them. However, they are still people who exist in our community that in all reality, we all must get along.
We do.
We all
We do.
must agree to disagree,
Right.
but we all must get along, and we
Right.
all live in the same community.
Right.
People have their reasons for certain behaviors and certain decisions they make in life, and it's not for up to everybody to understand, because a lot of people may not understand some of the things that I went through, and some of the faces
that's
that
where
I have
empathy comes
carried through life.
But that's where empathy comes in. You have to have empathy. You have to.
Yeah. So it's just, we just all got to get along. And I just say, I take it back to the bad actors with bad behaviors. They need to go back to acting school to get it together.
Well, some people don't have to, because as you can see with this administration, you can just buy whatever you want. You don't have to practice. You can just buy it and get it, and and wreak havoc, and just wreak havoc. And that's what's going on. I'm just
it's truth be told. Hey, look, I'm always up for the truth, and sometimes the truth may hurt, but it needs to be told, Bunky. People want to run away from these conversations that are really needed up here, and I am so happy to have you and your platform that hopefully will welcome me anytime to talk about it and have that conversation.
I'm about the conversation.
Great.
And people try to act like ostriches, but their head in the sand and act like it's not going on around them. Hello, it's going on all around you. And like you want the change for your grandchildren, and like that was my thing too initially. Like I wanted to make the world a better place for my grandchildren, because my kids are grown. for my grandchildren that are coming, or whatever, my nieces and nephews, my little cousins. I wanted this to be a better place. But as we see, I mean, don't get me. There are some amazing people in Sullivan County. I
Yes, they are. Yes,
There's
they
some
are.
amazing, but there's bad apples everywhere you go. That's why I'm still here, Sullivan County, because there are some amazing people of every walk of life, every
Yep.
race, color, creed, that are amazing people. But it's just the bad ones that make it seem so bad. You know what I'm saying? It's those
Because
bad
they're
ones.
because they're bad actors with bad behavior.
They got the bullhorns screaming from the mountaintop. So that's how they're overheard. They're louder than everybody else. But have you ever felt backlash for doing what you're doing, for standing up? Have you ever felt,
I don't
and
care.
this thing
I don't
got
care
you?
about it. I don't pay it no attention. I don't care about it. I don't.
Okay.
I'm not scared.
You give it no oxygen. You give it no life.
I'm not scared.
That's I wouldn't say that I'm scared. I just I mean, like, I don't like problems, but I don't like problems at all.
If problems
But
come
I
with
don't
the
like
truth, give it to me. Give it
it.
to me.
It does come. Problems does come because people don't want to hear
Hmm.
it. But I'm not going to back down either. Put it like that. I don't like problems. I don't like drama.
Right.
But in my eyes, right is right, wrong is wrong.
What is wrong?
You wouldn't be bugging out by what I'm saying if I wasn't right.
Right.
Or if some twinge you was like, yo, that's wrong. You shouldn't do this to people. Like
Mhm.
the rally or the march, whatever, on Liberty today,
Yes.
for the undocumented, right? The rights for the undocumented people. Is that what it was for?
Overall, like
'Cause
immigration,
because I saw a little
deportation,
bit. Yeah,
and dump Trump. Yeah.
I saw a picture of him today. He looked like shaped like an egg. Anyway, um, I saw a picture of it, like, on Instagram, no, Facebook, and I was like, well, when was that? I didn't have time to read it because work was just crazy, so I was on my break, and I was like, oh, where's that? And I saw some of the
Unfortunately.
signs. Yeah, but what's sad that that's going on. But what's also more sad is that many voted for him. You see, that's what's
Yeah.
more sad. Y'all
Yeah.
voted for him but he said he was going to do this. He said he was going to do it. But people thinking it's not going to happen to me.
Mhm.
He's openly, like, if you're from New York, you know what type of businessman he was. You know the history of his father and the racism and all the racist stuff that comes along with this dude. So we knew what it was, even though a couple of us have voted for him too, because they feeling it now. They
They know no
finding out.
better.
And
Mhm.
they were, I don't know what they know. They just, the ignorance of it all. But the sad part is, some of the people that were probably out there marching, some of their family members probably voted for this man, and now lives are in shambles. The fact that they deported a 4-year-old in stage 4 cancer without their medication, what kind of devils do that?
Bunky, only
What?
thing I got to say to you is
Yeah.
my faith and my God got them. He told me don't worry about it. Don't
And
fret them. Annette, keep focused. Don't think about them. I got them.
and
I
that's the
got
thing
the
too.
last word.
That's the thing, and they forget. Like, we're watching all this stuff in terror in real time. But at
Hmm.
the end of the day, I can't help but believe, because that's just who I am and how, was raised, that at the end of the
Yeah.
day, God knows what the outcome is going to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they running around, all these people doing all this dirt and mucking up the world and doing all this craziness. And we're suffering right now. But at the end of
Mhm.
the day, it's they have to answer for it. They're gonna have to answer for it.
Yeah.
Because karma
Bunky.
comes around 10 times harder than
Hmm.
what you give it out. The seeds that you plant, is that what you're going to reap? And
Hmm.
they just
Right?
don't see that.
They don't get it. They don't
They
get
don't
it.
get it. You're supposed to treat your brother, your neighbor, the way you want to be treated. Like, that's my thing. Like, I always try to treat people the way I want to be treated, or the way I want my children to be treated. That's how I'm going to treat you. And if I feel I can't treat you that way, I just won't deal with you. Like, that's just my We
Right.
all, so
Yeah, as far as the meeting, the protest today out in Liberty, that's one of the things that I'm going to dedicate myself to focus on is getting that out to the community. The
yeah, I
dates,
didn't know
the
anything about it.
times
So I
of
had
these
to learn.
meetings,
Uh-huh.
what they're about, the agenda, and just keep the community informed as much as I can.
Hmm.
Um, One of the first organizations I worked for when I came out of college was Long Life Information and Referral Network, and actually they're still in existence. And uh, I consider myself a walking information and referral network because you
Okay.
can tell me a problem and I can tell you where to go.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And we need that, and we need that, especially nowadays. You have to have a
Hmm.
Rolodex in the back of your mind because you can't walk around with it. So you need to know where to pull that up. So if somebody's like,
Yeah.
"Okay,
Yeah.
I don't have any food. Where can I go? My lights are about to be cut off," which everybody knows dealing with NICEAG right now. No, okay, this may one
I'll
day.
tell you where to go.
Yeah, I
I'll
know.
tell you where to go.
You're a walking Rolodex, which is good, is which is really really good. Okay. Okay. Um, like I mentioned in the beginning, and I just mentioned again, um, you want to make Sullivan County a better place for your grandchildren and your children, right? Um, what if you had your dream world in the reality, what would this place look like for them when they become adults, if they're still here? Because honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I tell every young person that I know, being honest, and I tell people this: when you graduate from high school, run, don't look back, get out of Dodge as quick as you can. This is what I tell them. Just because I'm like, right now, they don't care about you. They don't. And if you want to be sick, that's just me. That's just me. Because I remember
Actually,
when
that's the first thought that came to my head with the
run,
question.
right.
But I
I'll
don't
tell
want to
them for
teach
you.
my grandkids to run. I don't want
No,
to teach them to run.
but you
I
know what?
want them to stand up, be leaders, let their voice be heard.
I respect
Um,
it.
Hopefully, I want to be looking at some, future politician leaders within our youth and our community
Hmm.
presently.
Okay.
And actually, believe it or not, my dream area right now, after dealing with housing,
Okay.
is focusing on our youth and building leaders for our future. And we need some leaders of color
Yes,
in
we do.
some of these positions.
Those that aren't going to bend the knee.
Those who aren't going to bend the knee, right,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
And those who are going to stand up for injustice for
Hmm.
all people.
For all people, not
All,
just some.
all, right. Yep.
Wow. I wonder how that would happen. What that would look like.
Oh, it's
What that would look
beautiful.
like. No,
I
it's
It looks
beautiful,
beautiful.
but I mean, politics are so jacked up right now. They're so messed up. It's like, how
Yeah.
do you get someone, a young person from here that would really be able to break through all the nepotism and the friendships and the way Sullivan County is rooted?
Well,
How would you be able to?
Bobby, it's gonna take someone really taking initiative
Hmm.
to grassroots,
Right.
get some grant money up here for these youths,
Hmm.
get us a youth center
But you got to
or
get
a
the
youth
youth to want
safe
to
haven.
a
Let's
safe
We
haven.
got to
Okay.
get that place first to draw them. Where we gonna draw them at now?
But
Where we
see,
gonna
but the
draw them?
thing about it is, it's like, okay, having a place to bring them. Okay, I get that they need a safe space to come to, right?
Mm-hmm.
But who talking to them? Like I know in Liberty.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
like
we
when I
got to
say
get some people. We got to
you
get
got to
some
get people
sincere
that
people.
that is not afraid to go out there and be like, yo, put the weapons down. Come and talk. What is
Yes.
going on in your
Yes.
mind? Why,
Yes. Yes.
there's a reason why these kids are out here buck wild. Like, there's a reason. Yo, they need to
Yes.
have someone who's a safe space, a person that they feel
Mm-hmm.
comfortable enough talking to. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm blessed. Thank God. I thank God for raising such a fine young man like I did. Like my son that works in the barbershop, my oldest son.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
boys trust him. That's the reason why he has not left Cutting in Monticello, because he's a safe space for a lot of these young boys who don't have someone that they can talk to. So you need people that's willing, and yeah, and Shad's in Liberty. Those kids trust Shad. Like, he's a safe space and a safe place. All in, he got the two down. The kids trust him, and that's the thing. It's going to be hard. I think it's not going to be hard. It takes a lot of effort to be able to go out there in the street, and it's going to take a man. I mean, we're looked at as moms or whatever, that's not afraid to walk up in the middle of the
Mm-hmm.
mess
Mm-hmm.
and talk to these people. And that's how you get them in to the places. They have to trust you first, because my
Yeah. Yeah.
first
Mm-hmm.
response is, I'm not going in one of them buildings that don't have, especially, this may be wrong what I'm about to say, but I'm a scary Mary. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm not going in no buildings, in no environments that I don't know any of the people, and there are no metal detectors going on. I'm not doing it. But once you going out there and no, I'm just keeping it 100. So once you go out there and you engage with these youth, and these youth start to trust you, and then they realize, okay, this isn't my op. We're cool peoples. The person that they thought was their enemy at one point, yo, we got something in common. Let's come
Mm-hmm.
together and talk about this thing. But until that starts happening, unless the safe people get out there and start talking to these young people, be like, there's more to life than the way you're living it with these guns and acting crazy. Learn to talk about your feelings. Talk
Mm-hmm.
about your
Mm-hmm.
feelings.
But that's
Then we
kind of
can
like
go.
we are left forfeit with far as having the getting some of these grants money, getting some of the
Right.
grant going out here, getting us a youth center, and finding. Our
Finding
community
those
is not
mentors.
hopeless. It is a
No,
lot of mentors out here.
there
They
are a
just need that.
lot. There
Come
are.
on, sister. Come on, brother.
Let me
Come
tell you,
on, mister.
I
Come
see
on,
them.
miss.
The young
Let's do
people,
this.
I see those mentors out there. I see
Yes,
them.
they're there. They're
They're
there. We
there.
just have to get a place to
Got to
bring
get them
them in
together.
and get them
Exactly.
together, get our
Right.
minds on the
Right.
same, get a nice action plan going,
Yeah.
like
Absolutely.
other groups of people,
Right.
and
Right.
activate it and
Right.
stick to it, and
Because
that's all we need,
they are out
you know.
there, and the thing about it is, the crazy thing is, because the stereotypes are so crazy around here. These people in Sullivan County get on my whole nerves. I'm not even gonna lie, and that's like in every place, right? But like I was mentioning, the mentors or whatever, they may not look like these people in position think they may look, but they're relatable to the kids in the street. They're not giving them a chance. There
And
are
they could
people,
play a role some way and
they
somehow,
are hard
believe you me.
because they've gone
Yes.
through things. You know what I'm saying? So they can relate
Mhm.
to the kids. Okay, the black churches need to get involved. But you know what, Vanessa? There's not really people inside the black church anymore. They go virtually and stuff like that. Some of them, don't get me on the church,
Their
because I got so
churches
much.
behind walls. Let's
Yeah,
just put it
yeah.
out
I
there.
mean, like,
There's
cause
churches behind walls.
I
They
got,
need to come out behind them walls and start coming in the community and doing more God's work with the people in our community.
and I've been yelling that since we were doing the Black Lives thing, because I was screaming from the rooftops, "Where are
Yeah.
you? Where were you? You weren't there." Like, the only really one I saw, because locally, was Bishop Williams from Middletown. John was out there. John was out.
Mhm.
I mean, like, he was out there. So you got to give props to
Yeah.
the leaders that aren't afraid to step out of the church. You can be a
Hmm.
pastor, a minister, or whatever. Hello, Jesus went amongst the masses. He
Yeah,
was in
and the
the street.
church was a big
Uh,
part of our civil rights movement. Believe
Exactly.
it or
That
not.
was where we
Yes.
organized and stuff like that in the church, and
Yeah.
never
Yep.
ever taken away from the church, because the church is my foundation, and I thank
Hmm.
God for the church.
Right.
But you know what? But now you got to start looking outside. You have to look outside the building.
Come
The
from
building is
behind.
a place where come from. The building is a good place to come and assimilate yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
have to go into the building for fellowship, but you have to come out of them walls. That's what you got to do. And where are you? Like now would be the perfect opportunity.
Truth
Now
be
would be the
told, Bunky, correct.
perfect opportunity. But where are you? Like that's the question. Like I don't know where you are. It's like, and
I
what
don't
makes me
know, and right now I can't even. I feel like I'm in a predicament, and I'm in a mindset where um, I don't focus on that
what
anymore because I
right,
got a focus, and I just
right.
gotta stay focused, and hopefully my focus and me going where I want to go will open doors for other people to see the work that needs to be done.
And you'll be successful as long as you don't forget who put that fire in you, which was God.
Of course,
Oh,
of course.
absolutely. And you take him with you everywhere you go. So it's like we're not leaving the church out of it, not at all. But you
Oh,
know what? You're taking the church is us. You're taking God with
right.
you. He put this
Exactly.
fire in you for a
Yes.
reason, you know,
Yes.
to do the work that he put in you. So you're gonna
Hmm.
go out there and you're gonna bang on them doors like you be doing, going to the marches,
Yeah, I mean, I used to do it in
making
the
them
city. That's why I
signs.
said it's like it was so. It looked it so simple. I was like, oh, I could organize these people by
Mm-mm.
myself.
No,
And then the way they started relating to me, some of the little friendships, acquaintanceships that I established, I
right.
felt like, yeah, when it's time to get up and
Get
stand,
together. Yeah,
I'm gonna have some people with me, and
yeah,
I had to learn to get over it.
yeah.
They don't care right now. Just do what you
And it's
gotta
not even,
do,
I don't even
and
think that it's that they don't care. Some of them, not all. I think a lot of
uh,
them are afraid. A lot of them are afraid and comfortable because,
yeah,
like,
because earlier you said about the meet and what's some of the things that may be forbidden, people
yeah,
from coming to the meet. And yeah, the
right,
legislative meetings are definitely um, something that the community doesn't really have a good opportunity to attend
right,
because they're struggling working trying to meet ends meet.
right.
A
Trying to
day of
survive.
work, losing a day of work, an hour of work, or 2 hours to run to the government center. And sometimes the way them meetings run, they'll be there all day. They don't lose their job.
Yeah,
So they best yet stay at their job and do what they gotta do. But yeah, that hinders people.
yeah.
And people I've actually when I first got here, um Daughtry
Oh,
was
Lord.
the chair. And
Daughtery, daughtery,
I tried Daughtry. Yeah.
daughtery.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I
my
got up and I said
God.
something one day, and I
That
forgot
man.
exactly what he said back to me, but can you believe it made me feel like,
The meetings that I went to, he was the chair. The meetings that I went to, he was the chair.
yeah,
And he blew my mind. I was like, people like this really do exist.
yeah, it
Like, they're,
stagnated me for a little bit. It
yeah.
stagnated me for a little bit. But then also the other day when I got up in the legislative meeting
Hmm.
and I spoke, and the person that was right in the middle of everybody, I
Hmm.
kind of initially kept eye contact with them, and for a second it looked like Dorothy, and I got this courage, and I said what I had to say. I turned around to the
Put your
audience
shoulders
and
back.
said what I had to say, and I said what I said.
You- But you know what you got to do when you look in the devil in the eyes? It's either me or you.
Oh,
It's either me or you. That's what, and I don't know who's in because I haven't been to a meeting
yeah,
since.
so they can
Um,
they can discourage people. They
yeah,
can
they
discourage
try to intimidate people.
even the
They use,
strongest people. Yeah, like me. Yeah, he made me
yeah,
feel a little. Yeah, out of.
yeah.
Yeah.
They think they're better than, but what they forgot is the people who voted them in. That's the thing.
Mhm.
They get in those seats and forget the people voted them in. But the people voted them in, and their friends are going to keep saying, "Oh, well, vote for him when you go vote." That's the problem. Vote for him. They're good people. They're this, they're that, they're this, they're that. Until you go to a meeting or you have interaction with them yourself. Like I say, I don't judge people, treat people anyway off of the backs of somebody else. I'm treating you
Right,
the way, like you
exactly.
could treat
I
everybody like
establish my
garbage.
own relationship.
Exactly.
Right.
Establish my own relationships. But then once I feel your energy in person,
Oh
I,
yeah,
then I'm
yeah.
like, oh
It's over.
no, this is darkness right here. I
It's
can't do this.
over.
It's over. So I don't know who it was, but for you to say that person reminded you of Daughtery, and like I said, I went to a few meetings
No,
with him,
they
and
didn't remind me. Not to
no,
say that
it was
they
like you
remind
no
me.
no okay, he
I
didn't remind,
saw
but you
him
saw
sitting
him for a
there.
minute.
Those
Mentally, you went
maybe
there.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
About 4 5 years ago, I
Yeah,
think.
during COVID and the
Yeah, I
closing of
seen
the
him
seven,
sitting in that street. Not to say that
he
the
was
person wasn't
always
like
he
him.
was
And yeah,
always smug looking. He would make those, I call them ear because I don't even like to give him knowledge ear. Make those faces like smirks or whatever. I remember everybody was wearing masks, and people was like, "Aren't you gonna wear your mask?" And he was like, "No, I don't." Like, he was just so smug that it was. I was like, "You are the devil." Like,
well,
what
I got
you?
other ways to describe it, but I can't go there. I'm trying
I could.
to
I'm not
keep
running for nothing. So
myself, professional with things. But like I said, I got other ways to describe what you're describing, but I'll leave it in your hands.
yeah.
And
Oh,
you're right. And you're right.
it's like looking at the devil. It's like looking. I can call it out because, like, this is my opinion, and they may have their opinion of me, and it's really okay because I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. You don't have to like me. It's really okay. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. But I have my opinion of them, and my opinion could change. If they did something, to make it change. But they
Yeah.
just don't. And for the
Yeah, well, it
legislative
looks
board,
like a lot of people have a lot of making up to do. I'll tell you that. I will say that because if
oh
anybody is
no,
looking for me to support them, they better prove themselves to me. Just like, hey, let's take it to,
we have elections coming up.
um, being in my communities.
Okay.
Like you got to prove yourself in the community. You got to survive in the communities that I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't prove yourself to me, I have learned to know how to distance myself without
Right.
distancing myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to always be in your presence. I'll always
Right.
speak to you. I'll always respect you,
Mm-hmm.
as I expect you to respect me.
Right.
But I'll feed you with a long spoon.
Yeah.
Period.
Along him. Yeah. Always gonna be the bigger person.
Always going to be the bigger.
Always
Well,
gonna be the
not
bigger person.
well. I always wasn't the bigger person, but
Mm-hmm.
Sullivan County has really brought out a beast. It has helped me develop. It helped me bring out skills that I didn't know that I was developing
Mm-hmm.
all along when I was active in the city
Mm-hmm.
with organizing and just being a walking information and referral network.
Uh-huh.
So it just really something that can be bad sometime could also be good for you. And right now I'm just attaching myself to the good, and I'm just thankful that I was able to get out of the dark place that I was in when I
Mm-hmm.
faced homelessness up here.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I must say that it's a conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah.
And acknowledge about the root causes of the homelessness up here, the drug addiction, and etc.
Well, right now, some of the homelessness things is people can't afford housing
Oh,
because the rent does not.
of things every which way,
Yeah,
every
the
which
rent.
way, and people
People.
need to sit down and pay attention.
But that's the problem.
Every which way is
They
coming.
don't. They don't care because what they did was people from New York City or some local landlords, but most of them are from the city. If you call your landlord, they're from Brooklyn. They buy up these places. They throw paint. on them. They don't do any real work. They throw paint on them, and then the rent becomes like New York City rents. Our income doesn't match that. And then the amount of money that you're paying, like
It's
12,
ridiculous.
13, $1,400 a month for a closet that's not even a full one bedroom. And no, really, that's what it is. Because I've seen some, and I'm like, are you want $1,200 for this? Are you a room and a kitchen and a bathroom? Are you serious?
It's
In
ridiculous.
Sullivan County?
It's disgusting. It's
It's
disgusting, Bunky.
disgusting. And so
And
that's a part of
you know,
it. It's not
it's
reality. It's not.
it's really a wide range of
Yeah.
things, but like I
It's just a
said,
whole
I,
bunch.
I learned to break things down, and
I'm
my
thankful.
main focus is that I need to get HUD to support their their clients, tenants more with dealing with some of the things they have to deal with landlords and
Yeah.
these
Slumlords?
bad land some laws and
Yeah,
bad
slumlords.
landlords as actors with bad behaviors.
Right. And it's not all of them. It's not all of them.
No,
But
it's not
there
all of them, but the
it's
few
not.
that it is,
Yeah, it's just like any
that
bad apples
are
make
in our
everything.
community is
Yeah.
making it, it's
Yeah,
really
it's really
making it
bad.
ugly. And believe me, they have some percentage in there of the
Yeah.
root cause of homelessness.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's really like I told you before, that's a whole nother episode that
Oh
I
yeah, we
look
gotta talk
forward
about
to
that.
having
Yeah,
with
we
you,
can talk
so
about
that
that.
I can be more in detail
More
and
transparent.
more transparent.
Okay.
Exactly,
Okay.
Bunky.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
So yeah, we're gonna
Cause
have
you
that
out there in the
episode,
streets.
but
Yeah.
it's real. It's
Yeah. Oh
real.
yeah,
It's
it's
so
really
real.
real. And it's
Yeah.
scary. So people need to have empathy. Empathy.
It's really scary when you have people that's not standing up for themselves and not being informed enough of their human rights. That's another thing I would like to just
Oh wow.
briefly just state. That's why the Human Rights Commission in
Oh,
Sullivan County that's coming back
I've
is
been
very
reading about
near
this.
and dear to my heart,
Right.
because everybody, all people or residents or colors, whatever, have human
Yeah,
rights.
we have rights. We do have
And
rights. We do have rights.
people are not aware of their rights, and
Right.
they're kind of letting people walk all over them.
Right.
And people need to stand up and get informed of their rights.
Well, how
And
do people find out about their rights? You know how people
well,
go
right
about finding
now
out about
we
their
getting ready to have the Human Rights Commission. So
oh,
there you go. It's an open door.
but
It's an
they used to
open
have
door
it
to
years
go
ago.
in
I
and tell a
remember
story and get some guidance.
there has
You're
to
not
be
going
a
to walk in that
guideline.
office and get no miracles. No,
Right.
not in that office. But that office is there to help you, lead you to where you can get help.
Well, hopefully all the people in the Human Rights Commission are there for the right purposes. Let's put it like that.
Yes, let's hope that. And like I
They
said,
don't have a
that
hidden
is very
agenda.
dear and near
Yeah.
to my heart. And
Okay.
anybody who knows me or is getting to know me, they can see that I am a very passionate person. And when I
Right.
say I'm passionate
Yes, you
about
are.
something, I'm very passionate. So I'll have my eyes on all
Okay.
of them, from the top to the bottom.
Okay.
And I'm watching them. That's it. I'm
Okay.
watching.
And you gotta watch them. Somebody gotta
Yeah,
watch them. All
yeah.
eyes on. That's the thing. All eyes on.
Mm-hmm,
Learn your rights
mm-hmm.
and everything. Well, I can't wait to find out what the rights are so that I could I'll share them.
Yeah,
Like
we
I'll
have
share them on
huge.
my page.
I'll tell you one thing, and I'll tell everybody that is an open ear to my voice right now. We all have housing, New York State housing laws and housing protection rights that protect tenants. And
Okay.
we need to make people understand that and let
Be
them know we
aware.
know that,
Right.
and make them uphold our New York State housing laws. And HUD needs to back us up more
Okay.
when we come across these disgusting, disgraceful, unacceptable experiences with these landlords.
Can't wait to
And
have that conversation.
Now that's transparency, and
yeah,
you can look forward to getting more transparency.
yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I
Mm-hmm.
can't wait to have that conversation.
Right.
This is gonna be good, informative. So as we get ready to wrap up, what is something you would like to? What type of message would you like to leave with the viewers that's able to watch it, or the listeners that's listening to it on podcast? Um, what is something? Wait, I'm looking for my podcast list. Um, you would like to leave with them, because for those that can't see, they'll hear it on Pandora Radio, Stitcher, Spotify, Radio Public, Pocket Podcast, iHeartRadio, Cashbox, and Amazon Music. They will hear Tea Time with Bunky. So anybody that's listening to this, what is something you want to leave with the people? Anything.
There's so much. There's so much I have to say.
I know that's right.
I have a head full right now, but no, seriously. One thing I would like to say to my viewers, especially in Sullivan County, Monticello, Liberty, Fallsburg. One word, unite. We have to unite.
Oh, yes, yes.
That's one word, unite, and
Unity.
sleep on the word unite.
Yeah.
And wake up tomorrow and
unite.
Let that word unite form to unity. Unity, and let's do it. Let's get together. Let's do what we have to do. Let's not be pushed out our communities. Let's lead the way for a better community for our future generations to come. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's go.
It's all in our hands. In actuality, it's in our hands. We have the vote. We allow what happens to happen, basically. Nobody stands up.
We do.
If everybody conforms, that's the problem. You know, like I said, they wasn't expecting people like me and you, which is out of the norm look, just have a voice. You know,
keep hope alive. Let's keep hope alive.
Keep it alive. Power to the people and to God be the glory. So I appreciate you so much. We're coming up. No, we're laughing now, but this was a heavy conversation.
I appreciate you too.
It was a heavy conversation.
Yeah,
we got to come together. We got to do better. Do better, Sullivan County. Do better. New York, do better. Lord, New York, do better. United States, get your act together. Get your whole act together.
The world do better.
Hello, just do better. But right now, America, do better, because y'all are a hot mess. Right now. It is a hot mess. It's just so disgraceful where we have come. It's disgusting. Why? Because people are afraid. They're conforming. Nobody wants to say anything because they don't want their pockets touched, and they're afraid of the bully. Like the bully in the playground, which I don't know why. It's an old bully. How are you scared of an old bully? How are you afraid of an old bully? Afraid. Check your voter registration.
I don't know why they're afraid. I won't let them bite them.
No, it's like
I'll stand up.
My grandmother used to say, "What are they gonna do? Eat me?" And she's like, "And if they eat me, I won't taste good." Hello, that's some corny stuff, but that's what my grandmother used to say, and it makes a lot of sense. So,
you see, Bob is telling us about voting. Yes, that is very important.
And we have elections coming up. We have elections coming up.
Bunky.
So I will have that information out.
Please,
probably the next show. I have Miss Paula Case coming back on Tea Time. She's coming back on, and she was on Tea Time before. Shout out to Tea Time.
And anybody that want to register to vote, feel free to inbox me. I know I mostly got all you guys on
you probably don't.
As a friend.
No, you probably don't.
If I don't, somebody I know that can get in touch with me.
Right.
I'll bring the voter registrations to you guys.
Oh,
Just please come on, join us. Yeah, because we getting ready to get on the feet with this
we
election too.
have.
I know I am. I
You
know
know,
I am.
I mean, like,
And
I may not
anybody
be.
is welcome to come to me.
I'm not gonna be on the feet, but I will. I will be on the air. I'm
I'll
not
be
gonna be on the
knocking at the
feet.
door.
I'm
I'll
not
knock
knocking
on the
at you.
door.
I'm not knocking at nobody's door. I'm not doing that. But I will share the ballots. Like, I will share the sample ballots so people can see who's on the ballots, so they can make informed decisions. So you can go
Yes.
look these people up, because it's very important for you to know who you're voting for, and don't vote for somebody just because somebody said to vote for them. That's the problem that we're in now. Like, we have the big one coming up for Sullivan County is the sheriff's election. I don't know what else, because I've just
But
been
they,
seeing, but we not even going. We not. I don't. I look. People ask me if I got opinion. I don't have an opinion on either one of them. To be 100% honest with you, no, for real, really, I don't. I don't have one on either one of them, so I can't. I I can't say, because I'm still trying to find out more information on the other one. Still trying to find some stuff out, because I'm not going to just go by what they put out, like these pictures. No, I'm digging deep. I want to know about you. You know what I'm saying? Because people know who you are.
thank
Not just
God for the internet.
and not even just that, because of his job. He was a old state police. He's a retired state police man. Um, I know police. I know someone, put it like this. I know someone who worked with him. Okay. So I know someone who worked with him in the city. You know what I'm saying? So they know this person's character. So now I just got to get them to open up and talk to me, because they be like, Bunk, I know where you're going. No,
Yeah, right,
I just
right,
want to
right.
know. I just want to
And
know.
Bunky, that's just us being nosy because we ain't got nothing to no part. We
No,
ain't
because
got
you
a
know what?
vote in that, and yeah, we don't got to stuff that right now.
No.
That's another thing
Yeah,
that
that's
I
enough.
learned
See,
that
but
I have to put
asking
to the
and
side.
being nosy is good, because you're not being nosy. You're running for an office that's going to affect my life.
Yeah, but we can't vote anyway. So
No, but no, not this one. But the one in November we can.
yeah, yeah, yeah. In November
Not
we
this
can.
one. Yeah,
Not
in
this
the
one.
no,
So
no,
I'm
not
not.
this one. But I just want to see. No, not even just see. If I find out, I'm putting it on tea time. I'm gonna tell you what I know. So information that you didn't know, now you know this. So now you can really make an informed decision. We know about the one. We know about Sheriff Schiff. We know him. So it's like we know who he is. We
Right,
don't know
right.
who the
We
other guy
used
is.
to. Right, right,
So
right.
let's just put yourself out there, besides you looking all great in a picture, dogging this one out. See, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's why I'm so glad that I have you, Bunky, because I'm in a predicament where I have to,
yes.
and you can more.
Just be
You,
honest.
yeah, you're my voice. You're part of my voice. That little
Yeah.
voice that sits up there, and yeah, you're that right now for me. So yes, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
like, I'm not running for office. I don't have an agenda. I just want to
yes,
know. I just
right,
want it to be okay for everybody. Like, that's the thing.
right,
They
right.
say, the devil you're with, but you don't know the devil you're not with. That devil could be worse than this devil. You don't know who you know what I'm saying?
Ain't
I
that
want to
the truth?
know who I'm dealing with.
Yeah,
Not calling the man a devil. Don't I'm not I
right.
don't know who you
I get it.
are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could do all these posters, like I keep saying during elections. Know the person behind the poster. Know the person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm gonna say on that. That's it, and that's all. So, on that note, I am going to end this episode, which was a great. After this, don't go nowhere. You got to stay for a minute. But in this episode of Tea Time with Bunky, thank you so much for taking time out after your
Anytime,
march and coming
anytime,
here talking to
anytime.
Tea Time. You'll be back, because we're gonna be talking about the housing
Sure will. Sure
situation.
will.
And
Sure will.
this invitation goes out to anybody out there that's running for politics or running for a position, or a part of any grassroots or political party. I don't listen. I am biased. I'm not even gonna lie. So don't come to me thinking I'm not. I try not to be biased. I'm biased. I like what I like, and I know what I don't. But I will have the conversation. And I mean, I'm honest. You can't get no more transparent than that. I'm telling you right now. You know what you're getting. You know, hit me up, teatimeandbunky@gmail.com if you want to come on the show. And it doesn't just have to be political. Like Tea Time with Bunky is a safe space for any type of conversation, any kind of conversation. And if you want to come on to anybody running for office and you want people to see who you are. So I'm thankful for all the people that have come on, politicians that have come on Tea Time with Bunky, because they were really transparent, except for not all of them. They showed one side and turned out to be another. But I appreciate the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to talk to you. I would love to talk to you. Any politician that's running. Or you can hit me up on Facebook, Tea Time with Bunky. But mostly my Gmail, teatimeandbunky@gmail.com. If you're interested in being a guest, or if you just have an interesting story, you have an interesting story and you want to come on and share it, let's do that. Sandra, whenever you're ready to come on, just let me know. I got you. That would be an interesting conversation. That would be interesting. So, so you all have a wonderful night. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Be kind, because you don't know what someone is going through. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to smile at somebody, because, like I said, you don't know. They could be that person that just found out that they lost their job, or they lost a family member, or they're about to be homeless, or their family member is missing. So prayers for all the family members that are missing. A friend of mine posted her cousin is missing, and I went to school with her. I don't remember her last name, but her first name is Rosella. So prayers for that family, that she shows up. Nobody knows what she was going through, or what, nobody knows somebody's situation. So just be kind to each other, y'all. We live in such an ugly world right now. It's so ugly. These people are a hot mess. So I will talk to you all later. I'll see you next week. Oh, ladies, yes.
Thank you for having me.
Get out there and move your bodies, exercise, y'all. Because I know my people who watch are around a certain age, and we got to take care of our bodies. So you get out there and do what you got to do.
That's fine.
I appreciate you. Good night now. You stay right there real quick.